All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another episode of the I Said What I Said podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Robbie Hollywood. With me, of course, is my esteemed producer, Mr. Musa Muhammad. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing much.
How was your week?
It wasn't anything special. It wasn't anything horrible.
The tumultuous life of a teenage boy, huh?
Yeah.
What can you do?
This is the first time we said it on this podcast. I'm actually 15.
Yo, dude, the people have to know though, man. Like I remember,
know, yeah.
That is one thing that was very impressive when I first saw you on stage. Like I couldn't believe when Fatty told me you were 14 at that time.
I just turned. Well, no, I had told him I was 14.
You had just turned 14.
I think I had just turned 14 a few months before at that point.
Right.
But I remember telling people I was 14 when I first started stand-up and when I first tried to get into the worlds.
That's wild, man. Yeah, I remember your mom bringing you to one of my shows and just having to sit.
That was a horrible night.
I think you did well that night, man. First story on the menu this week. Kelly Clarkson. You guys might know her as the famous singer of such songs as "Stronger," I believe. Mm-hmm. She was also an American Idol winner. Obviously, you know, filthy rich lady has had a long and prosperous career. So she was recently ordered to pay her ex, Michael Blackstock, $200,000 a month in spousal support. Okay. Now, this comes at the heel of another very high-profile divorce settlement, which was one that saw Dr. Dre ordered to pay a flabbergasting $300,000 a month to ex-wife Nicole Young, totaling a total of about $3.5 million a year. Kelly Clarkson and Michael Blackstock have two kids, aged 7 and 5, whom Clarkson has primary custody of. So she has primary custody and still has to pay this motherfucker $200,000 a month.
Well, hold on. I need to cut you off real quick.
Yeah.
The $200,000 is actually temporary.
Right.
So they came to that settlement for now after he asked for $436,000. He wanted $150 in child support and $200,000 just for himself.
So here's the thing, though, right? So like, we'll get into there in a second, because like, for example, Dr. Dre and Nicole have adult children, I think 19 and 24, who no longer live in the home.
Uh-huh.
And I hear though that trick of asking for more money is a trick like divorce lawyers use all the time.
Well, it's everybody in business. That's the classic. I've been reading a few books on negotiation, and it's like ask more for what you want, so that if you go like really high, then what you actually want seems more reasonable.
Like for example, Nicole Young, when they were initially talking divorce settlements with Dr. Dre, she had initially asked for $2 million a month.
Jesus.
As I'm like, what the look? Because here's my problem. Okay, here's my take on this whole thing. Now, I understand that people may think that $300,000 a month, because people hear that number, they're like, oh my God, that is insane. But that is probably a good fucking deal that Dr. Dre got, because it's much better than her, for example, getting a lump sum with like, okay, she's just gonna take half, right? Mm-hmm. That'll be half of $1 billion. $300,000 a month, bro. This guy makes, I think I was looking into it, like, no, I think, maybe it was Kelly Clarkson. She makes $1.5 million a month. Mm-hmm. 300 grand,
well,
it's not really like it's not like, all I'm saying, it's not as severe as somebody taking half of your shit. Like those, when you hear those big settlements, like that one billionaire who owned casinos, and his wife took something insane, like $300 million all in one shot.
Well, I don't,
you know what I mean?
I think a lot of money is also lost to lawyers as well. Like, I remember Joe Rogan, he talked about some famous star from the 90s, like some sitcom star that ended up killing himself.
Yeah.
About his divorce.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how, no, that's not true. You only get left with 1/3. The lawyers take 1/3, and she takes 1/3. So you're left with this small amount that you don't even think about.
Okay, again, like, see, like when like, for example, the agreement, being, for example, like 300 grand a month, if you calculate it, right, that's $3.5 million a year, right? This bitch is like what, 40, 45? So let's say she lives another 40 years, right? So so about $120 million. That is still better. He's still getting better off. Like, if he pays her like because the way these deals are structured is they say that he can stop paying her if she ever gets remarried or enters into another domestic partnership.
That's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna
That's
fucking
not gonna
ever,
happen.
ever. Are you out of your mind? Because who's out here trying to, because that means like, she has to marry some dude who is, and that dude has to be rich enough to be able to make up for whatever that difference is, too.
Exactly.
And now the worst case, though, is Kelly Clarkson. It's even less likely for a dude to be like, oh, yeah, I met another rich-ass bitch that is willing to take care of me to the tune of $200,000 a month.
Well, hold on.
Fuck you.
Hold on. That raises a question in my mind. Would you gold dig a woman? Like,
hell yeah,
I agree,
bro.
but there's so many people that are against it, and I just don't understand it.
Listen, man. These motherfuckers haven't been offered the option. You know what I mean? Have you ever noticed that the motherfucker who judge people for doing that are driving the little fucking Nissan Sentras? And you're like, oh, look at Kevin Federline. How could he? Bro, good dick ain't free shit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's out here trying to pay for this good dick, goddamn, but like, hey, dog, what do you mean? Like, because now here's the thing: are men who's underlooked the most, men or women, for gold digging? Because I feel like there's something about a man who's a gold digger where you're like, hey man, dude, you're a rare sight, motherfucker.
Well,
you do one for the boys there, big dog.
Because it's harder for a man to be a gold digger because women are willing to go with the guy that looks worse. That's the thing about it. If you're trying to get a woman just solely based off looks, there's only a small percentage of women that will go for you. You know what I mean? Only the old rich ones.
Right.
The new rich ones will probably go for somebody who's their age and maybe not making nothing, but maybe making $100,000 a year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, okay. No, it depends, because I think the biggest scam ever perpetrated on men is women convinced us that we like sex more than they do. I think that's the biggest scam ever perpetrated. Because first of all, like I remember telling this story on stage. I'm like, I had sex with a girl once, and during the whole thing, she was calling me God. At the end, she asked questions like, hey, what are we now? When I tell her that we're Homo sapiens and ordinary people, suddenly now she's upset talking about I use you for sex. What? How did I use you? You came 6 times, I came once. Mathematically, you're winning just based on the numbers. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You was out here screwing on my goddamn curtains, and now you have a problem with the fact that I don't want to define whatever the nature of this fucking relationship is. But you know what I mean? Because we have been conditioned to think that the men are the ones who chase. As a man, are you regarded a little bit more favorably when you're able to pull like a Kevin Federline, or you know what I mean, or this other dude who's Kelly Clarkson's husband, Michael Blackstock? Yeah. Are you regarded because because now on Instagram there's like this whole like hot girls versus city boys situation. So whenever you get a little win like this, you're like city boys for the win. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Like when and if I'm being honest, when I first saw the Dr. Dre news coming out, I was like, another one of these wenches out here taking a good man to the cleaners. But then when I saw the Kelly Clarkson one, I ain't gonna lie. My first reaction was like, yes.
Yeah,
one for the bows. One for the bows. At least, but do you think it's because it's just normal bias because he's a man, or is it because the pendulum has been, or like the balance has been swaying on one side for so long that whenever I see like a little bit, it's almost like seeing an underdog win. You know?
I was about to say that it's the combination of the bias and the underdog.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's just so much more.
Right. Because in the divorce game, men are like, it's not even underdog. It's the underneath.
Well, there's some ways to pull it off.
Yeah.
You can pull it off definitely. Like I'm sure there's some ways. I mean, like, I don't know. If you have like video of somebody like a woman hitting a man. Right. And there's absolutely no evidence he did anything to her, then it's like,
right,
hell, like, yes, you took one for the team, but yes.
Although, like, another thing too is like people have to realize like divorce laws were mainly geared towards women simply due to the fact that women vote now at a much higher rate than men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm a politician and I'm trying to pander to a certain group that I want to elect me, You know what I mean? It's probably in my interest to write laws that favor that group of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
course.
But like it's crazy though, because like I remember my ex and I had a conversation about prenups, and the way it came up, it was fucking crazy. So we're driving. I'm picked her up from work, and we're driving and we're listening to DJ Envy's podcast, right? And him and his wife are talking about prenups. And I knew the conversation was coming right away. I'm like, fuck, I can feel this bitch like looking at me like, you know when you know somebody's about to start conversation, you feel that little look in the back, that little tickle in the back of your neck. You're like, oh, I knew this bitch is about to ask me some stupid shit. I can feel it, right?
Well, hold on. The only reason why you get that instinct is because you, in reverse, know that in this situation, you would say some stupid shit.
I don't know, bro. No, but like you know women, like, you know what? It's the same. She like, hey, babe, you ask her what she wants to eat 1,000,000 times. She says nothing.
You know what?
And the moment you grab food,
what? I'm more like that though.
I don't know.
I'm more like that. I don't know what I want to eat. Put some shit in front of me, and then I'll eat it. Look at me. I'm fat, so obviously it's
change
like
real
that.
quick and find yourself a boyfriend, son, because that's bitch made behavior right there. Nigga, you never say that amongst a group of men again.
Listen,
that's why.
no, but it's what? Oh, am I gonna act like? Isn't it more bitch to be like, nah, I'm not like that. But that's how I am. I don't know what I want to eat.
That's fair. But yo, so check this out. So we are so they're talking prenup. So she asked me. She's like, so. What do you think? See, so I told them, like, listen, to me, like a prenup is like a seatbelt, right? Every time you get behind the wheel of your car, you put on your seatbelt. Why? Because you want to make sure that in case you need it, you have it on. You know what I mean? Like it's the laying out of rules of engagement. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've ever been through a bad breakup where people really want to hurt each other. Now imagine having like kids and property and money and things that need to be divided. You need some sort of rules of engagement as to how this war is going to unfold. You know what I mean? So this bitch right here starts losing her mind. She's like, oh, I can't believe you say something like that. That means that you're going into a relationship expecting it to fail. I'm like, that's the moment I knew that, no, this was not going to work out. This was not going to work out between me and this bitch. Because you being insensible. So you want to go in this, just be like, okay, we're just going to jump off the top of this building and, expect to grow wings on the way down. Like, no, that's crazy. You're trying to invite the federal government into our relationship, bitch. Like, we can't fuck this up.
Yeah.
That's how your dad ended up being homeless. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, you don't remember that nigga and what he went through? Mm-hmm. But you want to like, oh, yeah, that would never happen to me. That's retarded.
I actually had this conversation. I have this conversation a lot. Where,
yeah?
You know how, like with college, most people will get a bunch of debt.
Right.
And a lot of people with the money, it's kind of a bad decision to throw away like $60,000 even.
Right.
Or 16 or 6.
Well, depending on what you're studying. If it's
if it's something that
it's a gender studied degree.
Well, hold on. I think it's just if you're passionate in it.
Right.
So if you're gonna throw away that amount of money,
you better hope you like what
exactly
the fuck you're throwing.
And everybody who throws away that amount of money doesn't think they're throwing it away. And so I say, oh, you think you're gonna want to do psychology your whole life? Right. Is that what you want to do?
Right. I mean, like, yeah, that's like. See, that's where it gets complicated because to me, okay, let's say you meet a woman when you are. You know what I mean? Let's say that an upcoming comic, right? You meet some girl 2 years from now, and you know what I mean? Like she holds you back. You know what I mean? She's having to put up with, let's say you even end up having kids. Like, I know this personally, right? Because to be able to kind of make it, especially in the, in show business, you got to be out there like pounding the fucking pavement, right?
Yeah.
So most relationships just fall off just from that aspect of the fact the amount of time and dedication that it takes, right? Mm-hmm. But let's say somebody's beside you and they're doing the whole thing, you know what I mean? Just like Mackenzie Bezos, right? Mm-hmm. That bitch deserved half. That bitch was employee number 4 at Amazon. Cut her a check. Mm-hmm. None of that nonsense of bi-weekly payment. She was employee number 4 at Amazon. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's wild.
Oh yeah, dude. Like this bitch put in the ground work.
That changes my opinion a lot.
Oh, hardcore.
The way she was donating everything. That was amazing.
But bro, when it comes to that kind of money though, like the kind of money that they have, there is no point in arguing. It's
But-
infinite money.
That's true.
Yeah, bitch, take
Here's
half.
the thing.
I will make it in 2 weeks.
I guess, but
Take half. Go. How much you want? You want some more? You will never be able to spend it.
But
You
people,
know what I mean?
people don't think of it as the actual amount. People, because once you get past, I think maybe like 100,000, most people haven't experienced even like 10,000. I guess.
You know
so
what?
you know what I'm saying?
I
They
don't think
of it as
the
percentage.
problem is the money. I think the problem is, for example, you paying a bitch $200,000 every single month. You knew her for the last 2 years. You decided to go to Vegas. You got married. Now you're stuck into this thing. And now there's another nigga living in a house that you're paying for. That's the shit that hurts.
I guess.
That's the shit that hurts. It's just seeing.
That's true. That's actually really true.
seeing
I
a
didn't think about
bum
it
ass
that way.
nigga driving a Range Rover that you know you're paying for. That's what hurts. It's not the money. You know what I'm saying? It's like you telling me that like until this bitch finds new dick, like, and I'm giving her all the incentive necessary for her to never find new dick. You better shut the fuck up. If my girl told me that she left a nigga paying her $300,000 a month because she met me, I will smack and tell her to go back to this nigga right away. Fucking up her flex like this, you reckless, fiscally irresponsible bitch. You gonna cut off your own supply, our supply? Yo, I'll be throwing this nigga like some pussy at Christmas. Be like, you go out there, and spend a night with this nigga, Tracy. Like, you know what I'm saying? We have to make sure that we keep him in a good mood. God damn it, these checks have been coming in on a regular basis. What do you mean you want to get married? Are you stupid? Yeah, I'll be mad as fuck. I would be mad as fuck.
Christ.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Dude.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? We'll be having like weekly appreciation day where we're bringing this nigga by the house and cooking him dinner. You know what I mean? We gotta get this nigga some flowers, baby. What the fuck do you mean? Nah.
Oh my
You know?
god.
And then what's worse though for Kelly Clarkson is like even for a dude, like listen, this dude is never like what exactly is gonna happen here for him to get out of this? Because the only way that she can get out of this agreement is if the nigga dies or she dies or he finds some little pussy that gonna take care of him to the tune of $300,000. I don't know. Like maybe he can squeeze champagne out of a homeless guy toe. He has better luck fucking doing that. Like that's wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I don't know, man. When I think about this marriage thing, I'm like, God damn. I don't know. Maybe I just do it like Diddy, nigga. Just
I've been thinking that too.
you know,
Yeah.
because inviting the federal government into your relationship, that shit is scary, bro.
Yeah.
That shit is scary. That's wild. All right, moving on. Second big story this week: Simone Biles and Naomi Osaka drop out of the Olympics.
I have
Man.
so many strong feelings about this. I thought of, as soon as you sent me the sheet of the
Right.
topics,
Right.
I was so excited to talk about
You
this.
knew. So just a brief background. So Naomi Osaka is ranked number 2 in the world. Dropped out following her loss to number 42 rank in the world, Marketa Vandrousova of the Czech Republic. So it also recently came out that Simone Biles also dropped out because she frequently uses Ritalin, which is an ADHD medication, but she was not allowed to use the medication because it is only prescribed in Japan for sleeping disorders, but not ADHD. So Simone Biles dropping out gave Russia an edge, the edge it needed to finally dethrone the long-reigning American gymnastic team. So, question on the show today: was it bravery on these women's part to prioritize their mental health over the competition, or was it an act of cowardice, like Twitter fucking wanted to call it for days, which was nuts?
Listen, okay, this is. I think this might be a controversial opinion, but I think it's cowardice to play in the Olympics.
It's cowardice to play in the Olympics. Okay, see, you lost me already.
I think you should say fuck you to the Olympics. They don't pay you. They don't pay you.
I mean, like, look,
You know what I mean? Like they're not paying them. Who gives a shit about the Olympics? Oh, it's the biggest stage. There's a bunch of tournaments with the biggest stages. You know what I'm saying? The NBA is bigger than the basketball Olympics.
I mean, it's definitely an old institution that is eventually going to get phased out. The Olympics made sense.
Hold on. Yeah,
Right.
they were doing the Olympics. They started them when they were fucking kids too. They were fucking little boys, and so that's.
My little boy's been getting fucked forever, nigga. I don't know what the fuck it is.
Okay, well, it was hobby. There was probably
like, what are we
one of
talking
the
about
Olympic
here?
sports was probably fucking little boys back then.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. That information will have to be fact checked thoroughly in order to come to a conclusion. But just kind of going back to the subject of these two women. Now, I think I don't think people understand the kind of pressure that. Huh?
Can you get a little closer?
Yeah. I don't think people understand the kind of pressure that it takes to be able to compete at such a level, especially for Simone Biles, because in a way, on her part, I understand, because I'm like, yo, if you're using Ritalin for years and years and years and suddenly you get yanked off that shit, that's like a fucking denture for your brain.
Well, actually,
you know what I mean?
I actually have a bunch of facts about this because I have ADHD myself,
right?
And I take that exact kind of medication,
right?
So,
so imagine being yanked off of it. Now,
well,
people are saying that the level of focus that it gives you,
but it's not just about focus, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so with ADHD, I read, especially in women, one of the not as common symptoms is depression and anxiety.
Right.
So that's probably why she's having that kind of stuff. I read that's why she's dropping out of the Olympics, as well as once you get off medication, whether it's a short time or a long time, your symptoms come back full swing and even more. Right. So after like 20 years or however long she was using it.
No, so apparently she got the prescription, if I'm not wrong. She got the prescription, I think, in like a little bit prior to the 2012 Olympics, I think. So she's been on it for like a couple years.
So right? I mean, that's almost 10 years.
Yeah.
So that's still, I'm sure that affected her a lot. How old is she?
2016. She's about, she's 24.
So that's in her developing years she was taking it. So it's like.
Right. And not only that, too. Like, I was watching the documentary earlier on, who's that, that Olympic doctor that was molesting all these girls, bro. This guy was a fucking creep.
Listen, you know what I've had to realize? Pedophiles exist everywhere.
Pedophiles, man. They're fucking, oh my God, scum of the earth. Hold on. What kind of pedophile is more creepy? The one that fucks little boys, little girls? Or is it more humanizing if they fuck both? No.
Is it worse if they fuck both?
There is no acceptable time to fuck a child. That is.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's acceptable, but I'm saying
but
which one
humanized, like
not humanized, but I'm saying like which one do you think they treat worse, or which one do you think of as worse?
They should both be burnt at the stake, bro.
Listen, I agree, but which one do you think is worse?
They're both. I cannot even like. It's like saying like, would you rather get cholera or Ebola? Yes, Ebola is technically worse, but it's just either. I don't know. It's.
So wait. So which one is Corona in this situation, and which one is Ebola? Because Ebola kills you. After how bad Ebola was, I shouldn't be around you. Frankly, you know, that's I don't fucked up, but
I never got Ebola.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know.
Bro. It's like I don't know, bro. Like I like to assume that you Africans have been under the Ebola before. So
at the very least, I have family members, so that could be an excuse.
Nah, bro, you're gonna have to cut out that part where you're asking people which one is the more acceptable.
No, but which one is?
I don't know. Which one? Like the one that fucks both, or so I don't know. So you saying that I have to to dissect this thing and look into the virtue of like at least this one does not like discriminate based on gender. Like a gender equality pedophile?
Well, no.
Like how does he defend that in court?
Not gender equality, but I'm saying like, he just likes kids. He doesn't like just little girls or just little boys.
Yeah, it just like
wherever the opportunity comes.
You know?
And so I guess it's worse because if it's wherever the opportunity comes, doesn't that make him like more horny? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like this.
And isn't it worse the more horny the pedophile is? Because then that. You know,
are you saying that like so? Then you're saying the bisexual pedophiles are really the worst kind? Like I don't understand.
I mean I think so because I feel like the bisexual pedophiles would have the most.
I guess they get double the incentive to commit the crime.
Yeah.
because at least if you're into little boys
Yeah.
and you happen to be a teacher at an all girls school, the chances of you offending, you're still a pedophile hanging around children. You should
Exactly.
be burned to the stake. But the chances of like your opportunity to offend is lessened considerably than it would, let's say, for example, being a pedophile who
Yeah.
likes little boys at a little boys school. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I can't believe you took me down this train.
I
you know
just-
what I mean?
I'm
We're talking about
passionate about
Simone. Passionate about.
Not well. Passionate's it's an extreme word, but
That
I'm
is,
curious.
But yeah, so going back on
Get closer to your mic a little bit.
so going back on the whole Simone Biles and Naomi Osaka debacle here. I don't know, like for Naomi Osaka, I don't know. Ever since I watched her documentary, there is something like obviously this girl is having a hard time dealing with the pressure of being on top. Also, I don't think she's able to handle the L's well, bro. There are some people because to compete at that level, right, you have to put in so much. And having the ability to bounce back from your losses is what really truly makes you a champion. You know what I mean? Like if a motherfucker, like if you look at Floyd Mayweather, they say he's the greatest to ever do. Yes, like this guy goes from win to win to win to win to win. You know what I mean? But like sometimes the fights that are most exciting when it comes to Mayweather is the ones where you think there is a really good chance that he might get knocked the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think for Simone Biles, not being able to have access to a medication that pretty much like makes your brain function is like her calling it quits. Yeah, it was not. You know what I mean? Like it's like that's like the way I could compare it to denture for your brain. Like if you can't process information, how the fuck are you gonna compete?
Yeah.
For Naomi Osaka, I don't know, man. I don't think this girl has it. Like she's really, really very, very skilled. But there's an element about being a champion where you're able to take on the pressure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is why we love the guys like LeBron James or Kobe Bryant.
Well,
who,
okay,
like,
hold on.
you know what I
Here's
mean?
the difference between them and her. I don't think when Naomi Osaka first started playing tennis, I don't think that she aimed to be a champion. I think with like Kobe and LeBron.
No, she did. You got to watch her documentary on Netflix.
I didn't watch it, but
I'd
assume that she's from Japan, right?
No. So her dad is
Her dad's
African.
from Haiti.
Haiti, sorry. Yeah, her dad's from
her
Haiti.
Mom's from Japan.
Her mom is from Japan, so they immigrated back to Japan. But no, dude, you don't get to that level without somehow wanting it, because the amount of work that it takes.
I agree, but I mean, like initially, I don't think that I don't think that she started building up that mindset as early as maybe Kobe or LeBron did or Jordan did.
Okay. She definitely wanted to win tennis games, but the fame aspect and all the other engagements that come with it, the pressure of being a role model, right? Now people are looking at you, like, hey, little girls all over the world now are looking up to you because, like, you know what I mean? Your face is on cereal boxes. You can't go anywhere. You literally can't go to the mall anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of shit, like that, nobody prepared her for that. And I don't think people say that you can't really prepare for it. Like, but she was a young girl with a strong talent. But now because it's one thing to lose, it's another thing to lose in the public eye.
Yeah.
Like when everybody comments on your L's. Like imagine if you had like a bad set one night and everybody in the world is talking about that set and
But
how
it feels
shitty
like
it is.
that. It feels like
What
that.
do you mean? No.
Yes,
no.
it
You have
does.
no idea. What do you mean it feels like that? Who's out here? Have you ever woke up to 7 million tweets
I
of your
haven't
shitty
woken
set?
up to 7 million tweets, but just having a shitty set.
It feels like that on your head, your head, because you need to take pills in order to moderate your bullshit. But that's not what's going on.
That's not true.
No, I'm saying like you say. So you're saying that you live under the kind of pressures, your self-imposed pressures, are the equivalent what Naomi Osaka is living under constantly. Where in a real world, people are like, you know what I mean?
Well, okay. Here's the thing: the worst I've ever experienced is the worst I've ever experienced.
Right.
So for her, that probably like on the scale of things, it probably feels just as bad to me.
Right.
But you know what I mean? Because I haven't experienced that much.
Right. But she has experienced a lot. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. The more you experience, the more vivid.
Based off the amount of experience, it is a lot. It's a lot better for her because she's. I mean, I guess it's kind of equally as bad, but
I think that's part of
I'm
the
trying
game.
to figure out how to say this without not seeming like too, too much like a Disney princess.
Like, oh God, I face so many of my issues. No, I think. Look, I think it's something that because again, like I was saying, watching her documentary, she's a very soft-spoken, very like. You know what I mean? Like very kind of like cage. Like she's a great tennis player. It's just the same thing. It's just taking a toll on her. And I don't think she can handle the pressure.
Well, who says she has to be famous per se? Can't she just play?
Bro, she won. Bro, you win Grand Slams. It's nature.
Can't she just play tennis?
Stop taking these endorsement checks, bro. Now
we're
seeing you everywhere.
What about who's the basketball player that's really not Kyle Lowry? No, Kawhi. I'm not that into basketball. He's kind of unplugged from it all. He has like a team doing the small social media he does.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. I mean,
so she could do that. I think she's at a much higher level than Kawhi Leonard.
No, but also you have to understand too. Like she's a much younger girl too, right? Like she's 20 some odd. Like it's insane. Like it's one thing to even be exposed to that as a grown person.
Yeah.
It's another thing to be a child now being pulled into all kinds of millions of different directions. You don't want to disappoint people, so you're taking all this shit on, right? There is a bunch of motherfuckers who are like, oh shit, this bitch is a meal ticket out here. Yeah. We better get her everywhere. You know what I mean? And those people are in her ears, right? Mm-hmm. Imagine you turn on the TV. Every time you turn on the TV, people are talking about how shitty you did at work. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's a different life to be able to live through. But as a champion, you are expected to be able to handle those pressures. Why else do you have shoes with your name on it, bro? I want to think that from my couch, I can tell you to do better splits, right? Because I'm sitting there through that commercial, and that gives me the right to critique you at work because there is cameras at your job. You know what I mean? And McDonald's wants to sell me a burger, so I'll sit there and let McDonald's sell me a burger. In exchange, I can tell you how shitty you are at your job.
I don't know.
I think it's a pretty good.
I don't know.
It's a good trade-off, bro.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's just I'm thinking if I was in her situation.
Right.
You'd be like, you'd want to be like, fuck all this shit.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm thinking like that's how I would be.
So that's why your name should not be on shoes. Don't bamboozle me, bitch.
That's true.
I wear your name on my shoes because I assume you can do anything. Tell me if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she can do anything
and I'll move on.
Take your comments.
Hey, listen. If that's what it is.
She can win the Grand Slam though. So it's like,
you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. I just don't want you to be great at bouncing balls. I want you to be great at also bouncing from negativity. Why? Because every time you at work, I sit there and watch you do your job in exchange for McDonald's to sell me a burger. You know what I'm saying? So those are the people giving you the money for me to talk shit about you. McDonald's, you know what I mean?
I guess that's what.
Yeah.
I guess that's what illegally pirating is for.
Dude, like it's to me, like, you know what I mean? So that gives me the because people are like, because that's the one thing that people are saying on Twitter. That's another thing too that I was thinking. I'm like, is a lot of and maybe I actually want to get your opinion on this. That a lot of these people coming out of the woodworks, right? Talking about like, oh my God, how can you criticize two women of color for not wanting to work despite their mental health? I'm like, man, that's kind of bullshit a little bit. Like, what does their color have to do with anything? Because I know for sure there's liberals, right? Mm-hmm. The way he swings, like, think about it. Would people have reacted differently if they were white women, right? Like, is it so inconceivable to think that some people would have come out of the woodwork talking about shit like, hey, it shows their white privilege that they will step off the Olympic stage because to become a gymnast, right? It's a very expensive sport. Your parents have to put aside some serious time to take you to competitions. They're paying for coaches. Like no kid out of the ghetto is out there popping out and going to be the next Simone Biles. Well, your parents got to have some loot invested and some time.
Hold on.
So people like, do you think no?
Gymnastics is a white thing, so let's.
Yo, but did you see the U.S. team? They're all black girls out there murdering that shit.
You know why I didn't see it? Because it's the Olympics.
Dude.
I'll go to the Russian gymnasts. They probably have the best ones. They have the best ones in everything.
No.
Why wouldn't they have the best gymnasts?
I don't know about that, bro. That US gymnastics team has been fucking dominating shit forever, bro.
Nah, bro.
You know what I mean?
Nah, they have
No, they have.
No,
Like,
they have the Russian team in big vats of green liquid that make their joints more flexible.
No, fuck that.
I'm telling you, that's what the Russians do.
The Russians on steroids and shit too. That's a whole entire different aspect of things. But yeah, like so. But yeah, just to touch on that racial aspect of it. Like, do you think people would have reacted differently? Like all these people that came to her aid, right? Because the first thing that liberals do the moment like, you know, they feel like they can come, because there is this savior complex that I feel like the left has, where it has to be like, oh my God, slavery, like, you know what I mean, like, are you trying to make them slaves for them to work against their will, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do you like, so I feel like on the other side of that thing, if there were two white women, I feel like there will be talk of, oh, you know, look, another white woman offered all the chances to get to the top, but then walks off because she lost, or like, you know, boo-hoo, she needs a mental health day kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I think it's possible.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess it is true. She would have seemed like kind of a bullshitter,
right?
But you know how they kind of said Martin Luther King was sensitive? Like, this is a kind of a straw man fallacy. But I mean, he wasn't wrong. He wasn't just sensitive. He was like right.
Yeah, but also like to say that he was sensitive. Like Martin never been like, you know what? I had a dream, but I don't have one no more because I need a mental health. I'm ready to check out. This guy was still getting out there, getting his ass whooped, despite his fragility. But like I guess the point of the matter is, like, when you get to that level, there is this kind of expectation of you to be a demigod, because it's the Olympics, bro. That shit comes from like ancient Greece. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers used to be like, you know what I mean, out there fighting fucking tigers and shit. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
after fucking a bunch of little boys.
Exactly. So are you an Olympian? Are you willing to get some little bull pussy, then get out there and shot put some shit?
Yeah.
Or you just out here pretending? You know what I mean? And she comes from ancient Greece. It's a different breed of animals that started the Olympics. So you gotta be, you know, on that level, on that, you know, like, because otherwise, like, you know, those are the expectations, you know.
I mean, I don't know. I think if you're gonna make something acceptable for regular people,
right,
you can't make it not acceptable for Olympians. Just because of your pride, it's the U.S., it's our team, or any team, it's the Olympics. It's this huge thing. They're not.
No, I made a deal with McDonald's. I'll buy their burger. They give you some of the money for me to watch you at work and occasionally talk shit about your performance.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's why you living in a big ass house. That's why you drive a nice ass car, and that's why you get to party on yachts. Because I made a deal with McDonald's. I would sit there and let them try to sell me a burger. In exchange, they pay for cameras for me to watch you at work. We got a deal, baby.
How about you just don't watch them at work if you're so offended then?
No, I love watching you at work and talking shit about your performance.
Why is this all you have?
It is half of the fun.
Is it just the Olympics and Percocet? Is that all you get to enjoy in life?
You know what I mean? That is half of the fun. That is half of the fun. You know what I mean?
God.
All kinds of companies are out there with like, hey, you know, we're going to pay for you to watch this bitch do splits. And if you don't like it, that's another thing too, because now we live in the era of Twitter, right? Everybody with Wi-Fi has an opinion.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, but bitch, that's why you drive a nice car.
Yeah.
We got a deal. You know what I mean? So what are you saying? I accomplished my part of the deal. I ate my McDouble. I ate my McDouble.
She's getting paid nothing regardless.
No, but then me talking shit then without contributing is what the problem is. See, that's the problem with this generation. You want all your shit for no reason.
No, but
try to finesse everything, bro. Bunch of
you're
fucking pussies.
You're still not contributing anything.
How?
Because you're not in the Olympics.
Okay, dude, you're
not judging the Olympics. You're not
high. Again.
You're not contributing to it though.
No.
You're not really contributing to it.
Again, you're hearing me, but you're not listening. The whole point, the whole thing that we're talking about.
I tuned out while I was mixing the audio.
If I don't agree with you stepping off the Olympics, you know, I should be able to voice my opinion because again, McDonald's pays you an endorsement money, right? Based on the burgers that I buy. So me and McDonald's have a deal that they're going to pay for cameras to be in your workplace for me to watch you work and occasionally talk shit about it. You know what I mean? So you have to buy the burger. Otherwise, your opinion doesn't mean shit.
Sure.
If you're not putting any money in the athlete's pocket, then your opinion doesn't mean shit. That's why I sit there and I watch all my commercials.
Voice your opinion, but it's probably not going to be heard. Fuck you. Voice it. Doesn't matter. I don't care.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, though. Sometimes your opinion is heard.
There's
a lot of motherfuckers. There's a lot of motherfuckers out here commenting on the Olympics who are not in the Olympics. What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, but they shouldn't have any say of what actually goes on, unless you're like in the commission.
No. But what if your job is to comment on what the fuck you're seeing? What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, if you're in the live feed, then I guess.
No, but no, I'm saying like for example, McDonald's pays for advertising.
Yeah.
All right. Advertising. Mm-hmm. That advertising money that goes to the Olympic Commission.
Yeah.
Right, to pay these athletes or like
the athletes don't get paid anything.
Or like the endorsements that they get. Let's say you have an endorsement from McDonald's.
Yeah, but how many people get endorsements from McDonald's?
I don't know. Look, a lot of people who get on that stage. If you get to the Olympic level, you're definitely doing some commercials.
And hold on. In this day and age, you have to chop your dick off before. Okay.
The fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, I feel like you just want to say scandalous shit. For the sake of saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like most people, you have to be like a high achiever. You have to be like a star if you really want to be endorsed.
A champion, yeah.
But that's how many like gold medalists are getting endorsements, or at least well-paying endorsements.
Look,
you know what I mean.
The quality of the endorsement is none of my business.
But that is the whole business. The quality of endorsement
is their business, not my business. Here's what I know.
Okay, sure.
McDonald's puts on a commercial for a McDouble, right? If I buy that McDonald's, right? The advertising money is going. A portion of it is going to that athlete that might be in that commercial. They are in that commercial because they're great at what they do. How do I know this? Is because part of that money pays for cameras to be there for me to watch you do your job and see if I'm participating in that transaction. That gives me the right to comment on it.
But because so few athletes are in the commercials. The Olympic Commission does not pay any athlete. You know that, right?
Some money has to go through to some things in order for you to be able to
the hotel
to compete.
That's it. The hotel, your food, maybe if you rent a car, that too. Your travel, if you Uber.
That's okay. That's fine.
Look it up right now. I want to be proved wrong.
Whatever deal they have is none of my business. All I know is my part of the transaction gets accomplished, and that allows me to be able to critique whatever I'm looking at.
Well, the Olympic Commission gets paid whether or not you buy the burger. If
if nobody's buying the burgers, there's no advertising money. There's no advertising money. There's no fucking Olympics.
No. But they buy the advertisements before. That it's an investment for them.
Okay,
isn't
dude,
it?
I'm not saying my single burger, my one. Okay.
No, but even if
let's move on. Yeah.
They pay the advertisement money before the advertisement airs. It's an investment for them.
But that
so fuck McDonald's. You care about McDonald's that much,
dude? You don't understand. Like I don't think we're arguing the same point here. Problem is against the people who say, "Oh, you shouldn't have to express that opinion because you're not the athlete," which is an asinine.
Well, actually, hold on.
Argument.
I think actually it says something about the people who talk shit, like outside of their opinion. Because if you're actively going out of your way to talk shit, it means you probably had a shitty day and you're not dealing with it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, come on, what are you doing? Either way, it's like, why are you doing that?
No, but that's assuming that all opinions are talking shit.
But
see, that's an easy way to
good
just
opinion.
Live. That's an easy way to live.
If it's a good opinion, okay, say it.
Right.
Because that's a normal thing you do. I'm sure if you see a post you like it on Instagram or whatever, right? So if you like the Olympics, you I don't know if there's some live stream you buy into online. You could
Why does the
donate or
live
whatever.
stream
I don't.
happen?
I'm saying you do something. You do something to express your gratitude for it if you like it. If not, then fuck off.
No, I like talking shit about people's performance at work. I don't give a fuck if they do it at the Olympics or fucking it's a beach volleyball competition somewhere in fucking Rio. I just like to.
I guess.
So, last update of the night. Rapper DaBaby faces backlash following homophobic comments at Rolling Loud Music Festival. I actually have a video
Okay.
of what he said here.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexual transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone light in the air. Lady, if you like water, put a cell phone light in the air. Fellas.
Lights up.
Fellas, if you ain't sucking in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights in
Let's
the
be
air.
real about this.
Yeah, keep it real.
Some of y'all suspect as a motherfucker. Let's be real.
I don't know, man.
How did this happen?
So just to give some background, so DaBaby was performing at Rolling Loud, as you just saw in that clip there, and you know he just started going on his little rant. But the matter of fact is now he is being canceled off pretty much any major summer festival that he was supposed to be on, right? And now, do you think him making this statement and then facing the backlash that he is an infringement on his First Amendment right to be able to have free expression, or do you think this is what people deserve to just for making comments like the ones that he did?
Well, isn't the First Amendment? Isn't it like you can say whatever you want? People are gonna react the way they want, and as long as they're not breaking laws, it's fine.
So in a nutshell,
Isn't
the
that
First
what it
Amendment,
is?
as long as you're not inciting violence.
Okay,
But-
so then I mean,
So, but here's
I
the
don't
thing.
know.
To me, like, why?
Is he
No. See, like it's not even a question of the first. Why why would you want to fuck up your own bag in such an outrageous fashion?
It's not. No. What gay? How many gay parties are you at where they're playing DaBaby that they?
But these people but like at a festival like that, I'm sure there was a large and
But hold on.
hold on. But you know what the consequences of you make and if you don't know, you're fucking stupid.
I haven't
And
read
you
that
deserve you know whatever the backlash is that you get. Because you know we live in a world now, bro, where you don't say crazy shit about the gays, man. Like, do you need an opinion on everything? Like, do you really need to express? Like, it's so sad to see somebody who's doing so well. Mm-hmm. Like he was like, the way that these guys make most of their money is from live shows. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like this summer festival circuit. That's a big point on the bag. Like that's a big it's a big impact on your financials.
Hold on.
You know what I mean?
I think you're forgetting a part. I don't know if you know this. I didn't learn this until actually recently. Artists get paid half before they do it and half after. And so if they choose to remove you from it, you still keep the half.
Yeah, but like okay,
so it's only by half, but he's getting hundreds of thousands of dollars.
But you're making so you make that half, but then you never get booked or anything. How quickly do you think he's gonna run through that money?
I'm sure he's putting a bunch away.
That's silly. That is
hold on, but hold on. Is it every show or is it just the festivals?
Pretty much like every festival they were supposed to perform on, which is where the big money is.
But he has a big enough audience to sell 10,000 seats out.
No.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I think so. I think
but like that's not just
cities.
it though. But then you find yourself in a situation where certain venues don't want to book you in certain cities because of the shit that you're attracting. It's the same shit that happened with Ari Shaffir when he made that stupid joke about.
But he's doing fine now. So
not as fun as he would be though. He's fun to your standards, but not to his.
He's living.
Who do you think that these if you get to that point in show business, you're not doing it just to
Ari
live?
isn't. Hold
on. Stop.
No.
Listen. No. Look.
I listen to every episode of his podcast. Okay, I know this. I'm much more involved.
If you're getting to that point where you put in so much work and you see yourself where you get into a certain level, nobody wants to come down from where they were. If you were doing festivals, yeah, you can still survive doing club appearances at $10,000 a night. But who the fuck wants to track back that way? You know what I mean? You're going from making $300,000 a show at a festival to making $10,000 in a club. Yeah, you're gonna live, but who the fuck just wants to live when you have actually prospered before? So he just literally blocked his own blessings by saying something fucking stupid. Okay, so let's say you feel that way. That's fine. You're entitled to that. But why fuck with your own bag? You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, but I think despite that, I think he'll go back to where he was. I think so.
That's where your talent really has to come in, because like, yeah, you know, if you're a Chris Brown nice, you always rebound from the bullshit. You always rebound from the bullshit, because like no matter like how bad you want, when a Chris Brown song comes on, it's a Chris Brown song, baby. You know what I'm saying? We'll let him smack a little one of these little bitches in around 1-2 times.
I don't know. I think Rihanna was crossing a line.
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna go there with you.
No, I mean Rihanna.
Not this kind of dangerous time. See, you fucking up your bag.
No. What I'm saying is that I think if Chris Brown hit anyone else except Rihanna, it would have been a little less worse. It would have been a little more.
For sure, Doc. For sure, because like, you know what I mean. Rihanna is a star in her own fucking By the way, kids. Anyways, we just diverting from the subject. But like the point that I was trying to make with Chris Brown was, when you're that nice, people are willing to forgive. You know what I mean? Unless you like a multi-transgress. Like, look how long it took to cancel R. Kelly. Motherfuckers knew R. Kelly was fucking little bitches from time.
That's hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? And it was tough.
Listen, I still fuck with R. Kelly.
Yeah, of course. We all on the low, but nobody's out here going to be bumping him out loud at a red light. You know what I mean? You're going to have to
maybe not you.
Yo, no. When Fiesta comes on in my car, nigga, I just put out my windows. I put out my windows. I'm going to enjoy it from the quietness of my...
No.
You know what I mean?
As soon as an Ignition remix comes up on shuffle, I'm like, I turn it up full volume, because
we can't have like.
You know what? You know my rule is, I will never actively put on an R. Kelly or Michael Jackson song. They just have to be in a playlist I shuffled of only Michael Jackson.
That's the only way. That's the only like. That's the only way you can live with your choices. You know what I mean? Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes the toss on low, Michael. Nah, the music is too nice.
Michael Jackson's. I mean, he's so much better than R. Kelly. I'm gonna be honest. He's in a different level.
Yeah, of course. So
but
the point that I'm trying to make is like, you can't have, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have Lil Uzi Vert out here beating bitches up and shit, and then he getting the grace that we gave Chris Brown.
I still fuck with his catalog. I still do.
What, Lil Uzi Vert?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's for the kids.
I'm a kid.
Yeah, that's true.
I ever since I heard him, I'm like, oh yeah, that's for like young people. I initially didn't like his stuff, but then as I got into it, I was like, there are a few songs.
Yeah, but the point that I'm trying to make is like, he can't go around like for him like if Chris Brown made those comments that the baby did, motherfuckers would be like, do you want to take Chris Brown off the bill though? Like, they will have to think about it twice. Like, I'm sure the baby was just like a simple phone call. They're like, get this motherfucker off the stage.
I still think Uzi would be fine, because a lot of his fan base, like, I don't know. I think we see him as like our generation's. He's like as popular as R. Kelly for my generation right now.
Yeah, like,
and has been for 5 years.
People will still listen to his music, but the way that they make the bulk of their money is from live performances. If the people putting on these festivals don't fuck with you, it don't matter how many people like your music.
But I think it does. I think it does.
Listen, you still do the little thing, like, you know, how if there is no platform that is
because all it takes is one, not even a festival booker, one theater booker, even seeing the demand for an
you will still like listen.
He would come back in the festivals after they saw that.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
Look, Louis C.K. after his whole bullshit, right? When was doing Yuck Yucks. Right?
Can we wrap this up in like 5 minutes?
Yeah. Right? This dude was doing Yuck Yucks, right? If you're doing Yuck Yucks, before that he was doing fucking stadiums, 10,000 people stadiums.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still gonna live. He's still gonna be able to manage to live, but you know, like if the big arenas are not trying to fuck with you because there was just too much money on the line, yeah, you'll still do Yuck Yucks to be able to live, but it's a fraction of what you used to make, which is a fraction of probably what your expenses are. You know what I mean?
I think with
So,
I think
yeah, like
Louis
people,
is gonna.
and he was still selling out Yuck Yucks in 10 minutes. He could sell out a Yuck like this. People were still gonna fucking go.
But see, my
But
thing
it's a
is he
200
could raise
seater.
his prices enough.
What,
He does.
to cover 10,000.
Listen,
the
I don't think
8,000
I don't think
tickets?
he was spending. I don't think he was spending that much. What is Louis C.K. gonna?
Bro,
what?
he used to bring in probably like $1 million a night on certain shows, right?
a night.
If you're doing
No,
if you're doing a
man.
10,000, like Drake, okay. If Drake is doing like Eric Canada Center, he'll make $1 million on
But-
one of those shows.
But Drake is in another level than Louis C.K.
Again, but the point that I'm trying to make is
Louis
like
CK
if
is
Drake,
like-
if Drake, let's say for example, if Drake is selling 600, like some tickets for $600 for his ACC concert, right? And he's getting 10,000 people in there, right? And then he makes $1 million off of that. If he was performing at a nightclub, there is nowhere he can raise the price where we'll be able to cover. Like unless you asking people to pay 10 grand to come see you perform at a nightclub, and that's not gonna happen. You will never be able to make up the difference in the numbers.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
listen, I think selling out, like with the demand Louis C.K. has, he raises his ticket prices to what's $80.
Haiti, but
no,
it's still
no, hold
200.
on.
The maximum
Hold on.
number in that venue is
Listen,
200 people.
Just I think about it like, okay, $80 times 200. He does 4 shows a week, I guess. Oh shoot, hold on. Sometimes I get certain notifications. They stop the video, so I just. Can you clap one more time?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He's a comedian. He's not like a rapper. You know, I think rappers want to spend money more than comedians. So I think he'll be doing fine just selling out every single club he goes to.
He'll be fine, but you don't understand what it does to you though. Like
But
it's
of
also
course it's a hard thing to deal with, but I'm sure he's on something.
Yeah, but he's not. Like
He's a comedian too,
You're
so-
just tracking backwards. It just makes no sense that you would fuck up your bag because you're like, oh yeah, if I don't sell out these arenas or do these
I don't
festivals,
think-
I
I
can
wouldn't
still survive.
purposefully
Nobody
do it.
just do it.
But I wouldn't purposefully do it. But if I was gonna say something that would I felt like, oh yeah, I stand by this, and it could fuck up my money,
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna say this. I stand by this. My audience knows who I am.
Yeah. All right, man. On that note, let's wrap it up. So, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, you can always find us on our respective socials at Robbie Hollywood on all platform ROBYHOLLYWOOD. We subscribe. Follow us on all the socials. Musa, where can they find you, bro?
At MOSUH_. It's my Instagram. Just go there, and there's a bunch of shit there, like podcast clips, and that's all I've been doing recently. So yeah.
All right. Subscribe, share the show, and until next time, stay black. Boom.